this Pokemon has no right to be quite as strong as it actually is. So how can Sylveon deal this much damage? How do we make it work in a team? And what exactly is actually happening?
What is going on up here?
So the crux of the magic comes from this special ability, the Sylveon Pixelate. Turns normal moves into fairy type moves and boosts their power by 1.2 times. Okay, so 20% isn't that much, but what about another 1.5? Well, how can that work? Sylveon's a fairy type Pokemon, so any fairy move that it uses is boosted by 1.5 times. What this means is that Sylveon is able to use the move Hyper Voice with a higher base power than the usual option, Moonblast. Of course, Hyper Voice, in addition, is able to hit 2 Pokemon at the same time. In order to make Sylveon work with its low speed stat, we need a Trick Room setter on the team to allow slower Pokemon to move before faster ones. Because a Trick Room's slower priority, it will always move last in a turn, making for Arthur Ridge a really good option, with Armor Tail for the immunity to options like Fagel. Now with the Trick Room setter on the team, we need some way to ensure that Trick Room is going to go up, especially being the only Trick Room setter in this particular configuration. So we've got Sinistcha, Rage Powder, but actually also Clefable. Clefable's proved to be quite a tanky unit. It's able to stay on the board for a handful of turns and redirect away from Sylveon. That's exactly what we want. In addition, we're able to put Clefable's precious points into health and defense because it gains an attack boost to both of those stats when it mega evolves. That means we don't have to sacrifice any survivability for the Pokemon, and it's able to be a bit of a threat itself. For Arthur Ridge, importantly, a good special attack stat with Shadow Ball for coverage. So that's pretty much it in terms of the team composition. Let's jump on over to a couple of practice matches and I'll talk through the process as we go. So Clefable, Sylveon lead, that's one we're going to be seeing quite a lot. Importantly, I know that they're going to set Trick Room up this turn. That's why I'm not trying to do that myself at this point in time. And we just try and do a little bit of damage and protect Sylveon for the following turn. It's a battle of potentially the lamest Mega Pokemon. Moonblast here, able to do a little bit of damage. You can see Mega Clefable is posing some sort of offensive threat in this situation. And Trick Room goes up. And so the fun begins. We can use Follow Me with Clefable, and then mash Hyper Voice as much as we want with Sylveon. Pulls back Ordino for Torkoal. And of course the opponent's Trick Room up. It's working in our favour. Both of our Pokemon are attacking at the front of their turn. Clefable takes a crit like nothing happened. And here we're attacking with both Pokemon. Just have the best chance of removing both at the same time. Hospitality on Torkoal. Eruption, scary move, but both of them will walk away. Hyper Voice not doing as much as we want, but it really isn't the end of the world. So all we need to do is chip away. Choosing to lose Clefable for a heal pulse this turn. Put Sylveon back in a fairly good spot. Clefable here somehow still walking away from the hit. Same again. Follow Me with Clefable. Hyper Voice on Sylveon. With Trick Room up, does still guarantee we're getting that at least once before we lose either of our Pokemon. And the strat works perfectly, keeping Sylveon alive, keeping damage away from it, and literally mashing Hyper Voice at every given opportunity. In with his last 2 Pokemon, Clefable's still up enough to get us that Follow Me Hyper Voice one more time. Torkoal Protect, a good option. Magic Bounce coming in clutch. Sunlight drops, that makes Torkoal slightly less scary now. Encore here, a great move in Clefable's arsenal. Of course, Ordino just used an ineffective status move on the turn before. We can enforce that that move is repeated, while Sylveon cleans up in the back. On to the next match. Tyrantrum, Lucario lead. And this time we do need to set Trick Room up ourselves. Going for the riskier option here of hitting the Moonblast first on Tyrantrum and protecting Giraffe Ridge. So we can set Trick Room on the Follow Me next turn. The Fable very much able to take a hit. Fortunately not from that close combat, that could have been a little bit more troublesome. But it did pay off. It's one Pokemon down already. We haven't even thought about the strategy for the team. In with Gengar, which is great news for us because Trick Room will put him right at the back of the turn order. He's a very fast Pokemon naturally. Follow Me, great with a Prio. We do lose Clefable now, but that's very much fine because Trick Room goes up. And with Trick Room up, of course we can switch Sylveon in. Helping Hand, Hyper Voice, even more powerful. Lucario down straight away, and Gengar sitting in a pretty precarious position. Sylveon proving why we gave it all those points in HP. Greninja another quick Pokemon, so great for us under Trick Room. Hyper Voice super effective, and fortunately we have Shadow Ball, hence the coverage I was talking about earlier, so we can hit the Gengar for hopefully enough damage this turn as well. And the play pays off. So guys, what do you think of the team? Do let me know in the comments. It's quite cool to see. I've kind of written off the evolutions as trash some time ago in my own headcanon. It's cool to see one of them really repping the team. Till the next one, guys. Peace.